Michigan Magazine is kept on the road by our many Michigan friends. Cops and Donuts Bakery, downtown Clare, a winning combination. Cops and Donuts. Santa's favorite stop, Rooftop Landing Reindeer Farm of Clare. Come see and pet real reindeer. Visit the gift shop, get your picture taken in Santa's sleigh. Fun for the whole family. 'Tis the season, open weekends now through December 21st. Rooftop Landing Reindeer Farm, Clare. The Michigan-made rebounding mailbox pole. Never again worry about the winter snowplow taking out your mailbox with this ingenious rebounding pole. Your mailbox takes a hit and keeps coming back year after year. Call now or visit their website, toughmailboxes.com. This week, our journey takes us to Grand Marais along the Superior Coast to visit with UP author, the late Amy Van Ooyen, who shares with us life in the UP. Then we have an update on Uncle Cliff's Kitchen, coming soon to Michigan Magazine. And we also have the latest shelter stories of available pet adoptions at Michigan's animal shelters. Plus, don't forget about your chance to win a lovely dinner at the Cedar with our secret words of the week. It's all coming up on Michigan Magazine. Cops and Donuts Bakery, downtown Clare. What began as a crazy idea among 9 police officers to purchase the historic Clare City Bakery quickly became an international phenomenon, carrying on a Michigan tradition with delicious donuts, pies, pastries, breads, original coffee, and more. Plus a full menu at the new adjacent Traffic Stop Diner. Downtown Clare, a winning combination. Cops and Donuts. Introducing the Weed Gator. For safe and easy aquatic weed removal, the Weed Gator is the #1 alternative to harsh chemicals for getting rid of pond and lake weeds. Safe and effective. See it in action now at weedgator.net. Made in the USA.
We're talking with Amy Van Ooyen, and she's from Ironwood, Michigan. And Barry did a talk with her, back in '94?
In '94.
And you were a beekeeper as well as...
I'm still a beekeeper.
Beekeeper? You're still a beekeeper?
Yes.
Well, how you been?
Very good.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
I hear you did lose your husband last month or so.
Last month I lost my husband, but he's almost 92. And
Yeah.
we had 62 years of happy marriage.
Yeah, well, that's what counts.
That's what counts.
And you have accomplished so much. She has written books called Live It Up, Live It Up, Live
It Up in the UP.
In the UP. That is UP, Upper Peninsula of Michigan. And she does a fine job. And now this new one you've got here is North Country Stories. What is this one here about, Amy?
That is really the first book I wrote because I was impressed by the UP and its people and how much they accomplished with almost nothing. And we kind of pioneered near Lake Superior, and we came from Grand Rapids, and we retired in north of Ironwood, and we enjoyed really the country, but also the people and the creatures and the characters. And that's another book I wrote, Creatures and Characters.
So how many books have you published so far then?
I have published 5 books.
5. Now,
this one has the 6th printing now.
the 6th printing.
Yeah.
Okay, and I know we've had them in our museum,
And
but this was a brand new one.
And this is the last one. And we live on a dead-end road, and I named it a dead-end road, never ends. Because in the UP, after the dead end, is much more to experience, much more to see. There is never an end to a dead-end road.
Never an end to a dead-end road.
No.
You know, that's got a kind of a ironic twist to it, hasn't it?
Yeah, that's kind of a catchy title.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
How did you come up with the title? How did you come up with the title?
Because we live on a dead-end road, and this is exactly, there's the beginning of the road after a big snowstorm.
So at the end of a road is a beginning.
That's the beginning.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
People don't travel on a dead-end road.
What will we find in this book? What will the average
You'll find in this book a lot of humor. The first book is about 2 people who the wife really enjoyed flowers, and she bought sometimes too much. And her husband didn't like it. And she saw flowers on the roadside, so she dug them out. And it didn't take long, and she had 1 police officer. And then another police officer came and he said, "Have you permission?" Well, you can guess who that lady was. and you can guess who the man was, my husband.
Yeah.
And he said, then the policeman said, "You have to put him back." Or he said, you really cannot take those flowers if you don't have permission. Well, I said, then I have to put them back. And they were up on a high hill, and I said to my husband, will you help me carry him up on a hill? And he said, no. He says, and I had to sweat it out, and I got him back in place. Luckily, I didn't get a ticket, but I was a little ashamed, and my husband more. So he said, next year I go with you to the nurseries and you buy all the flowers you want. And so ever since, I can go in the spring and I can buy flowers. And then there's a story about an Indian lady who came, and she really was converted from her Indian religion, but she kept that too. And so she gave me a beautiful little prayer stone, and she was just a great lady. Her name was Moving Cloud, and I still am friends with her. Wow. And then on the end, my husband was an organist. On the end, the last story is in the year 2000, everybody expects something to happen. Remember that?
Yes,
Computers
yes, yep.
Okay, and then I wrote a story, and I wrote, expect a miracle. And you know what happened? The miracle was a little flower, a sunflower, bloomed way up by the gutter of the church where Claude played. And the sunflower was just beautiful. And it was across from the Catholic Church and from another church. They call it really Holy Corners because there were so many churches
there.
in it. Yeah. And there was this little miracle right blooming on the corner of that little church. And it was a little church without a steeple.
Yeah.
So I guess God wanted a little flower there.
That's at the closing of the book.
Yeah, that's the closing of the book.
Okay.
And for the rest, it's all good stories. On Sunday afternoon, at noontime, all the churches come together and go to this one restaurant. And so I called...
That's up there where you're at too, in Ironwood.
Yeah.
Okay.
By the way, they go all there. Communion of Saints.
That's a good one.
Because, everybody goes to their own church, but they all come together.
Amy, if I may ask, what has been your inspiration? I mean, you've had longevity, you've had a wonderful marriage, and your last book you just done, you're going to give me or present me with for reading. What has been your inspiration? What has moved you
My
to do
inspiration was that I enjoy nature and I enjoy people. And I read the books of Dr. Van Riper, Collie Gates, and I wrote him a note, and I said, there and there is where we lived. Start a new life here. Claude and I lived there almost 30 years in the retirement. He was almost 92 when he died.
Yeah.
And then then Dr. Van Riper wrote me, I shouldn't write, you should write. And here's a Dutch lady who doesn't know how to spell, and no.
Broken English a little bit, maybe? Or,
and then my Dutch grammar is reversed. Mm-hmm. And so one time he said, Amy, I have to slap your knuckles because you aren't you ever going to quit that Dutchism in your books? But he kept on, I got even spelling cards from him. And finally I learned to spell how many L's and how many S's the English language has. They have letters in there you don't even use.
Yeah.
My purpose in life was my husband and my family. Yeah. The family's gone, my husband is gone, my family, they can help themselves. For a minute I staggered. Yeah. And then somebody had written a book, Writers in the Spirit, and I found my purpose. I'm going to write.
There you go.
And if I write one good book, then that's enough.
Well, what's after this one?
I am writing on a story, and I have to find the right title yet. It's a little bit a mixture of everything but life in the UP.
Okay. But you cover it very well. And once again, Amy, thank you so much for being part of Michigan Magazine. You have been a real delight on this beautiful sunny day.
And you surprised me. You're a little naughty. Thank you.
Okay.
Michigan Magazine is being brought to you in part by Hale Hardware, your do-it-center in Hale, Michigan. Much more than a regular hardware store, providing everything you need for whatever your project is, along with a knowledgeable sales staff to get her done. Serving Northern Michigan since 1946. Hale Hardware, south of M65 at Ainsley in Hale. Flu season. Be prepared. Get your immunizations now at Rose City Drug, your one-stop pharmacy, home health care, and medical supply outlet, offering a variety of on-site immunizations. Walk-ins are of course welcome. Call now for more information. This is the pre-show live.
Pre-show.
Oh, background
Setup.
all the way from Stone Bay City at One and Magazine. We're getting excited.
Setting up for the big show.
Yeah,
Get
what
ready.
are you making today?
Oh, man, I got some really cool things.
Okay.
And even picked up additional stuff here this morning.
All right.
We're doing our French toast. We're going to do a banana foster. So we're going to cook with some flames and have some fun.
Very good.
I was going to do some frittatas, some migas.
My.
Cliff wanted some pancakes. So we got to do some pancakes.
Right. So we'll have a lot of fun.
Yeah. And then I stopped at Ted's on the way here. So we got some cool stuff to do there, too. So.
Yeah, Ted's is an amazing place. We'll
Yeah.
be featuring in Michigan Magazine pretty soon, too. They've got
Sure are.
great stuff.
Yeah.
Great stuff. Well, we'll let you get back to
All right, thanks.
preparing.
Thanks.
Thanks, Rod. Hello, Darlene.
Hi.
Ready for the show?
Just get ready for the show. Getting everything opened up here, ready to use.
Artisan cheeses from around the world.
Okay.
We like to do right now. We like to do monthly features. So we'll pick a state or a country and feature the products from that region.
Wonderful.
Right now we're featuring French cheeses. So we have a lot of the nice imports. But typically we like to feature a lot of American farm-fed cheeses. And that's
Excellent.
Definitely do not need.
Hi, how are you?
So would you rather us have that?
Hi, Roxanne.
How are
Welcome
you?
to Saginaw.
Thank you.
We warmed it up in here just for you.
I appreciate that.
A little
And
cold
it
out
smells good too. You've got somebody cooking over here, and my mouth is starting to
there. I know.
water.
What are you going to be making for us today?
Well, I have a really nice rye bread that I think we're going to make today.
Okay.
Some people love rye bread, but they don't have a good recipe for it, so I hope I change that today for them.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, this is it. This is the big day. You're on our debut edition of Michigan Magazine's Uncle Cliff's Kitchen. And we thank you very much. And Kathy, too. Kathy, what are you going to be making?
I'm making apple cinnamon scones.
All right. Yes. And you're going to have to watch it on Michigan Magazine to find out more about it. Thank you, Kathy. Thanks for coming down. Appreciate that. Shelter stories, an update of pets at animal shelters throughout Michigan. Before you buy, think about adopting first. Your best friend could be anxiously awaiting. Shelter Stories is brought to you in part by Carrie's Gentle Grooming and Supply on Putnam Road in Hale. Carrie's Gentle Grooming and Supply is a full-service pet grooming salon for all breeds and sizes, even cats. When you bring your pet to Carrie's, you know you're providing the best for your best friend. Carrie's Gentle Grooming and Supply, Hale. As Michigan Magazine scours the animal shelters throughout the state to bring the stories of rescue and animal adoption, it's essential that we stress to all our viewers that sometimes the story's ultimate outcome is not a happy one. There are still shelters out there that have little space, and to euthanize is the ultimate outcome. That's their solution to an overcrowded shelter, and it's not necessarily the sick or weak that face this ultimate demise. Even the healthiest and seemingly happiest within some shelters are terminated simply because there was no room at the inn. We do salute shelters like you see here who make every effort to find homes for the homeless, who do not euthanize simply to make more room. But they are out there. And we urge you to visit your local shelter and make it priority to adopt and not shop for your next forever family friend. And remember that some shelters are not restricted to cats and dogs, but also are sheltered to everything from guinea pigs to pigeons, parrots, cockatiels, and everything in between. Think about it, won't you, as we now present this week's review of sheltered pets throughout Michigan, waiting for their forever family home. Clemick Sales and Service on Mapes Road, west of Mile, your complete recreational vehicle sales and service connection. Visit their beautiful showroom of new and pre-owned ATVs, lawnmowers, power equipment, snowmobiles, utility vehicles, and more. Clemick Sales and Service is also the home of the American-made Victory motorcycle line on display at Clemick's on Mapes Road, Mile. Announcing the Michigan Paddle Sports Directory, your one-stop internet connection. At MichiganPaddlesports.com, it's now possible to explore Michigan's extensive waterways like never before. Michigan Paddle Sports Directory is a comprehensive directory of canoe and kayak rentals and liveries throughout the entire state of Michigan. At MichiganPaddlesports.com, you'll find a great paddling route, outfitter, store, school, rental shop, or tour guide. Michigan's great waterways are waiting for you. Make it an adventure worth remembering by first visiting MichiganPaddlesports.com. Hinchman Acres Canoe Livery and Resort on M33 just north of Mayo, catering to the outdoor enthusiasts. Cabins, canoes, kayaks, rafts, and more. Daytime or overnight trips along the world-famous Asabo River. A family getaway for over 75 years. Thanks again for joining us along Michigan's back roads. For more information on today's show, drop us an email at michiganmagazine@gmail.com or visit our information page, thespiritofmichigan.com. Here you'll find quick links to our guests and other pertinent information. Do you get hungry often? And do you find yourself, or do you see yourself visiting beautiful northern Michigan in the future? And do you find yourself craving delicious home cooking and wonderful company? Well, this could be your lucky day. We're giving away dinner gift certificates to the historic Cedar Tavern and Grill near Lofton, Michigan. All you have to do is email or snail mail our weekly secret words to us at the address you see here on the screen. Your name will be placed in the drawing sweepstakes. Be sure and include your name, physical address, and phone number. Okay, here's this week's words and numbers. GMA 2.0. There you go. Don't wait to enter, and don't wait to get up and get out and explore what's out your own back door. Till next week, we'll see you on all the social media outlets and back here for another edition of Michigan Magazine. We'd like to thank all those that help keep Michigan Magazine on the road. Cops and Donuts Bakery, downtown Clare, a winning combination. Cops and Donuts. Experience the beauty, artistry, and taste of Northern Michigan. Come to Amish Country Natural Products on Mount Tom Road, north of Mile, just off M33. From arts and crafts to fresh foods and vegetables, all natural, all local, all good. Stop by and get acquainted with Amish Country Natural Products, 1454 North Mount Tom Road, Mile. Something special's cooking, hot and delicious. Indulge yourself at Morning at Maggie's in Bay City. Omelets, frittatas, hotcakes, and more. Make every day special with a stop at Morning at Maggie's for breakfast or lunch on Saginaw in Bay City. Rose Valley Winery on Beechwood Road in Rose City. See what thousands are raving about, creating a delicious variety of award-winning Michigan wines. Stop by and taste for yourself. The taste of Michigan is yours at Rose Valley Winery.